What's up?
What's up?
I'm Hannah.
I'm Eric.
And this is the Mental Moshpit podcast.
The Mental Moshpit podcast that you usually get to enjoy on Sunday mornings. I'm drinking my iced coffee right now. Hopefully you're having a fantastic weekend so far.
Heck yeah.
How about you, Hannah? How's your day?
It's going pretty good so far. Pretty good.
You have to work today. Dang. Thanks for sitting down and doing a podcast.
Mic.
You'll have a great day at work today, though. Don't lick the microphone.
I did. So this episode, I have a question to ask you.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of somebody that does not like music?
You know, I've had somebody recently tell me they don't like live music.
But they like to listen to it like on their own?
Yeah, we were actually even talking about bands the other day, but like they straight up told me, they were like, don't ever invite me to a show. I will never come. And I was like, okay, which is fine.
That's their preference, I guess.
Yeah, totally. I mean, they understand the need for it. They understand the demand that other people have for that type of stuff, but they don't enjoy live concerts.
Interesting.
But as far as not enjoying music in general, I guess I could imagine that there's people that are so analytical that the creativity aspect of music maybe is super foreign to them.
So I only ask because it just blew my mind. Hi. Because I know that like we love music so much that I can't even imagine not liking it. I mean, there's different types of music that I'm like, not really my jam. But that's for everybody. Your ice is so loud.
Sorry.
Come on, jingle jangle. Yeah.
Got to keep that coffee iced, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Ice, baby.
Oh, it
fuck,
drips
as I spill it
everywhere. Ugh. If you haven't met Eric before, number one fact, he drops coffee every day.
And loses it
He
everywhere.
Goes, why does this keep happening to me? Because you keep spilling it. So I asked because I recently found out that somebody I know does not like music at all. They literally think it's a distraction, it's background noise, and it's annoying.
So
All music.
All music.
All music.
Like anything.
Like anything.
So here's my question with that one. Oh, hi, Spidey. He's trying to get our attention. My question with that one is, would they rather watch sports or like movies without any music whatsoever? So it would just be like a dead silence aside from when people speak?
I wonder.
Because, I mean, if you think about the mood, so this is a question I wonder for this person is, do you not even like the mood music that we've been listening to before there were even voices in music?
Hey! What is that?
I have no idea.
Hold on, you can keep talking. Hold on.
So my thought is, so just to give you the play-by-play, Spidey was over there, our white pity. He's more like, he looks exactly like a Dojo Argentino, if you know what that is, or Dago Argentino. I don't know what the proper pronunciation is for that. What was he going to eat? It's an old cheese stick, and he was just going to eat it. Where did you find that, dude?
That was so weird.
Oh, dogs are weird. The things they eat, yuck. Where was I, Hannah?
People not liking music or movie soundtracks.
Oh, yeah. So thinking about movies, like there was even music in movies, the moving pictures, as they called them, that even the first one, I actually used to run social media for a movie company that was named after the first put together. It was almost like a paper when you used to draw on the paper and create moving images. So the first 7-second thing was called, I think it was called Kanogo. And so they named themselves Kanogo Pictures. And it was really cool. Their logo, they did like an animated GIF of that for their logo. It was really cool. But that has even had music to that stuff. Even some of the talkies, when they first came out, there was music before actual speaking in movies. So I wonder, and so we've all grown up on movies with sounds that
and
aren't just people
music
talking.
being in the background.
Exactly.
Yeah, very
And so
interesting.
That's an interesting thing that I wonder if they would just prefer if it was dead silent, or if they would maybe notice a big difference and it wouldn't feel as impactful to them.
Well, usually in kitchens, you hear music blasting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even like usually out into the lobby of whatever restaurant you're in. I had a day where it was dead silent in the kitchen because it was that person running it. And I was like, it threw me off. Like I felt like off the whole day because I'd walk back and it was just so quiet.
Yeah, my brain doesn't work well with that.
And it would trip me out because I'd walk back and I'd be like, this isn't normal. Usually there's music going on.
Yeah.
Like it just felt different for me. But I'm wondering, like, for that person, did that feel better than a day when they're blasting music or something? It just made me think about other people's perspectives and to think about, like,
Interesting.
I didn't grow up that way, but is there more people out there? Let us know. Have you met people that don't like music? I don't know. Let us know. I'm just curious.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I've definitely met a handful over the years. It's like people, I've definitely met people that I think it's more common, people that don't like movies. Mm-hmm. I think music is more universal, even though we could get into deep philosophy of music here, because I do think that, and the reason I say this is because when I've spent time, whether it's short periods of time in Austin, Texas, or Chicago, you talk to people and there's just a better demand for like, oh, cool, let's go check out some local music. And I don't feel like that exists very much in Northern Colorado. And I feel like all these organizations are trying to change that, Foco MA, Blast and Scrap, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's not the way that you would see it, even when I was overseas in Europe. And I know this about, the UK is birthplace for a lot of music. But even being in Belgium, are they being crazy?
I don't know.
Even being in Belgium, I know for a fact that they were just like, cool, you play in a local band? Let's get you on the radio. And so it was super funny. I was just like, whoa, this would never happen in Colorado where I'm at. Mm-hmm. Like you would have to go through all these grueling steps to be able to get there. So maybe it could be even a cultural thing, because I noticed that certain parts of the United States are super music centric and other parts are not.
True. Very, very true.
So there could be a whole different variety of things that's due to.
Yeah. So just something for you to think about. I don't know. Made me think a little bit.
Well, one man's trash is another man's treasure.
That's literally where I was going to
So that's where I'm at. Because I think music is incredible. I think it's healing. I think it's expressive, at least the way that I like to do it with you and without you and in various other ways. It's expressive. It's positive for my mental health. It's creative. It's an outlet. And gosh, I just encourage anybody that wants to play music, wants to attempt at it. I'm never going to tell you you suck. Mm-hmm. So I'm
same.
Quite proud of anybody that takes it on and tries to learn. And
we're never going to put anybody down for saying they hate music,
Absolutely.
Good for you.
Yep.
Your own.
Just because I don't understand it
doesn't
mean I don't respect it.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't want that in my airspace all the time, because it would definitely interfere with the things that I want happening in my life. Mm-hmm. But I absolutely respect people's wishes in that form. But yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't compute. But that's okay. Different strokes for different folks. I think we need more of that in 2024.
Yeah.
Where it's like where you can debate something. I don't know what happened. Civil discourse, where people could actually debate politics and talk to each other and have communication with each other about their views and differences and why they think that way, instead of just being like, no, you're wrong and I'm right. Mm-hmm. I don't know why it's like an epidemic. I can talk. It's an epidemic in the United States.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why it's
Let's have big conversations.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to be polarizing. Mm-hmm. Nothing has to be one way or the other. There are different perspectives. different viewpoints. Philosophy's awesome. I think it's super cool. So I've always loved having great open conversations with people, which I think this podcast should represent.
Yeah.
One of my other favorite podcasts is, and I'm going to forget the name, but it's Jesse Leach's podcast from Killswitch Engage. I'm going to look it up because it's going to drive me nuts. It's going to drive me nuts. But this podcast is...
Eric's not a good multitasker.
I'm not a good... Stoke the Fire. I'm sorry. And it's Matt Stocks. So that podcast is really great because they have a lot of conversations that I feel like this. And I know this podcast was your idea, but I feel like you would actually really enjoy that podcast. And they talk a lot about like show experiences, life experiences, difficulties in life, you name it. But they originally created the Stoke the Fire podcast because they wanted to make it like they were all sitting around a fire and having some of the realest conversations of their life.
That's cool, yeah.
And I just really respect that because that's what I hope to have every time I meet somebody new at a music venue. And you know, as we collect these people, as I like to call that, you grow with them and you get to learn a little bit more about their life and what they see on a daily basis. And I think that that's really cool. Connection to other people is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. It's what As We Rise is all about.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
Well, we appreciate you hanging out with us. We've had some great episodes this last few weeks. If you are just joining the podcast for the first time, please rate us. We would appreciate it.
Rate, review, subscribe.
Yep.
Tell your friends.
Yep. Share this thing.
Let us know what you thought about this episode, and let us know if you have other things you want to talk about.
Yeah.
Or maybe if you want to be
requests.
a guest on the podcast.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
We're talking about doing some guest. We have a couple people interested in that, which will be pretty cool.
I think we're definitely going to have the band other guys on.
Soon.
Miggity and Sites.
Yep. Agreed. But we appreciate your time spending it with us. We hope you have a great week. And hopefully today brings you happiness tomorrow.
Sending you lots of love. Do something today for a better tomorrow.